Okay, here's a deck profile of the 5th place Ft.Worth Regional deck. I was running Infernities, and here I'll start the deck profile. So, run 3 Archfiend, because you have to. It's the best card in the deck. 3 Necromancer. I saw some people cut this to 2 if you play Transmodify or something like that. The Necromancer is the second best monster. You have to have it. 1 Grepher and 1 Armageddon Knight. Only 1 of each because you only need 1, and then it's just kind of a versatile card for how many monsters you would have in hand. 2 Summoner Monk, because Monk's really good opening hand, like getting to just pitch and summon one of these guys or even an Archfiend. And then 2 Stygians stand out the monster lineup. Stygian basically is the deck. He gets it all going. That would be 12 monsters right there. Spells, we have Launcher, Rhoda, Book, Foolish Burial. Launcher wins too many games. Rhoda, your 2 targets are the Knight and the Grepher. Book of Moon, because it's pretty solid right now, and Foolish Burial, because, well, you kind of have to in this deck. 1 Duality, I only like 1 because it's only good here and there, and I usually side it out. 2 Upstart. The main deck space is kind of tight, and I only really like 2 because I end up siding 1 out most games. 2 Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion is really good for the first turn plays when you want chain and you want to set up. And yeah. 3 MST, because you need to main MST. MST is way too important in this format not to main. And all 3 copies of it. So I think that's 12 spells, or let me count it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's 12. For the traps.
I have a question before spells. Why didn't you main deck any Night Beams?
I didn't like, I play a trap that's better than Night Beam because I play Trap Stun because it hits more than Night Beam, and with a lot of back row heavy setting right now, I just like Trap Stun more.
Okay.
3 Barrier, because Barrier is Solemn Judgment that you mostly never can chain to. 2 Mirror Force, because Mirror Force is really good. It punishes bad players, usually wins games. 2 Fiendish Chain, because negating effects is really good, and since I can't run hand traps in this deck, it's one of the better traps. 2 Break. Some people run 3, some people run 1, but I like 2 because it's like an MST almost when you don't have MST. It's searchable MST, and it's just really good. But I hate drawing it, and I usually side 1 out. Next, 2 Trap Stun. Trap Stun's really good this format because all the back row setting, like you would go your turn, you play Trap Stun, and then say like Stygian Banish for Archfiend, and then start just winning the game from there. After the 1-of traps, 1 Warning, of course. A D Prison, I only really wanted to play 1, I side the other. Bottomless, a Dark Bribe for when you don't have, or when you have cards in hand you want to negate something. And then 1 main deck Debunk, because Debunk is one of the better trap cards this format to like side or something. Because for me, it hits hand traps that I don't like Maxi, and against decks like Dragons and Mermails, it hits almost everything. And even against Boojins, this card just wrecks Boojins. So yeah, I've hit 2 Maxis game 1 yesterday, and it really helped out. So now onto the side deck. The main deck's 40 cards, by the way. 1 Warrior Lady. It's really good. You can also search it with Rhoda or bring it out with Monk. Dark Hole, I don't like maining it, and it's okay, like against some decks. System down for like Card Courier Gadgets, didn't play any. Soul Taker for Mermails, like Abyssgaios, didn't end up playing Mermail, so I never sided it. 1 Soul Drain, sided it against Fire Kings because I played 3 Fire Kings. The second D Prison because it's really good and won me a few games against Fire Kings. Compulse for like mirror match or other decks. Like Compulse is just kind of good. I don't really like it though. 2 Debunk for just really good against Dragons, Mermails, and apparently Boojins. This card won me the match against Boojins. 2 Dust Tornado. This is all I ever really sided yesterday, just because Dust Tornado is really good against like Fire Fist, Fire Kings when they have 10 key and whatnot, or even like Shadow Mirror, Skill Drain. 2 Needle Sailing for the mirror match. I never played the mirror match yesterday, but if it came up, you really need cards like Needle Sailing to help you win the game, or else you're just gonna you either have to draw better or outplay the person, which is pretty difficult at times. And then to round out the side deck, 2 Vanity's Emptiness. Vanity's Emptiness is good, but I just don't really like it. I sided it once against Madolche, and out of 4 back row, he blind MST'd it before it could do anything. Also, Warrior Lady won me game 2 in round 9. It was really good. I removed a Garunix and a Levier, brought it back, and removed a Yaksha for game. And on to the extra deck. I play 1 Fusionist and 1 Darkfire Dragon. Fusionist like level 3 instant fusion target, and Darkfire is level 4. I didn't bring this out at all. I've actually only brought it out in 1 game, but it's just there in case you really need to go Levier or something like that. And then Darkfire just all the time. 2 Levier. These are the only level 3s I play, because you only need Levier. Like I played Zenmains for a while, but I just never went into it. And this is like the heart of the combo. 2 Chains, because Chain is your best Exceed, just all around. It helps Foolish Burial stuff or top deck Archfiend, which is the best thing in the whole deck. 2 Diamond Direwolf. Yes, you do need to play 2 because it just comes up way too often. Like when your opponent just has like 1 back row that you're not sure about before you play your launcher, you can just Direwolf, pop it, and then you have the cards engraved, and then you can just resolve your launcher. Like I would have launcher in hand and keep it there so my opponent couldn't MST it after I search it. 1 Pearl against mostly Evil Swarm. I made it once and it got my opponent took it with Bahamut. That was pretty sad. 1 Blackhorn, a Dweller, Cowboy, Maestroke, Key Beetle, and Ouroboros. Blackhorn, it won me 2 games. I forget what I did 1 game, but the other game I killed my Necromancer that he took, and I OTK'd him that turn through Maxi. This won me a game against Boojins. The little turtle things are really annoying, so I shut them off and then just took out his monsters. Cowboy, I made it twice, 1 for exact game on his effect, and then 1 to attack over a Madolche Queen thing. But it didn't win me that second game. Maestroke won me game 3 of round 9 just by being a wall against Garunix and like setting back row. And we were in time to like turn 5, and I just ended my turn because I had more life points. Key Beetle I made twice, just like detach, and it's a big body, and it wasn't really that great. Ouroboros, I have it in there for the Shock Lock combo that's old. You basically do the same thing except you bring out Ouroboros and you like minus them a card, but I never even made it at all of yesterday.
Stops the Key Beetle lock.
It's good against safe zone Key Beetle because you can bounce the safe zone. And it's really funny when you do. So that would be 15 there.
You wanna go over matchups?
Yeah. Round 1 I played against Evil Swarm. Or no, not Evil Swarm. I played against Watts in the debunk. I set 3 first turn, and then I summoned a monster, and I debunked Thunder Seahorse, and I just won the game from there. Round 2 I played against Prophecy. I 2-0'd him. He didn't know what the deck was doing, basically, and I did anything before he could. He only had 2 spellbooks at most engraved the whole game, or duel, like the whole match, so he never got to resolve a fate, mostly. Round 3 I played against Evil Swarm. It was a pretty close match, and I just ended up grinding it out past game 3, and the guy ended up getting 4th place. I was his only loss. Round 4 I played against Madolche. That was my only loss of the day. He top decked a hoot cake and proceeded to almost OTK me. And then I top decked an Archfiend, kind of came back, but lost to a Lance that he top decked. Round 5, I played against, I want to say, Fire Kings. I think it was Fire Kings. I played against 2 straight Fire Kings, and the first one was pretty difficult. I won because of a compulse. I compulsed his Yaksha, and it was just game the next turn. And the second one, I 2-0'd him very easily. He didn't really know what Infernities did. Round 7, I 2-0'd Boojins. Abyss Dweller won me game 2, and Top Deck Archfiend won me game 1. Round 9, I played round 8, I played against 4-Axis Fire Fist. It was a really close match. Game 1, I OTK'd him, game 2, he OTK'd me, and in game 3, I opened one of the better hands I had all day. I ended with Triple Barrier, Break, Solemn Warning, an Archfiend, and then a Lawful Chain, and he just couldn't do anything. Then round 9, I played against Fire Kings, and I was at table 7, so I figured if I won, I would get the mat, and game 1, I didn't draw any monsters at all, so I lost that one. And game 2, I grinded it out. I ended up winning off the Warrior Lady that I side decked. And game 3, I just won for over, like out resourcing him, because he did get all 3 onslaughts resolved, which is pretty annoying. I had to deal with all 3 Garunics, all from the deck, because he didn't draw any. But yeah, after that, I just waited for the final standings, and I was 5th place. The rest of the top 8 was 6 dragons and 1 evil swarm, which is the guy that I beat. And yeah, that's the deck profile. Infernities are still really solid, and I like the Heavy's band. It lets you easily set 5 and you don't have to care about anything.